Hello everyone, George here, and we are back again in my implementation of Toejam and Earl VR concept piece type thing. We're all kinds of deep in all sorts of different things. I keep jumping around, so why don't we jump to something different again? And one of the things that I'm thinking about jumping into right now is implementing the rocket skates. We've got models for each of them, so why don't we go ahead and grab those really fast and just shove them onto the body, and then we'll turn them on as necessary. And they're going to go under the main part of the body, I think. So we'll grab rocket skates and we'll grab spring shoes and throw them under body. So there's both of those. Now they're obviously in a center point here. That's really probably not the right place for any of this. Although it depends. Let's hit run and see what happens. And my entire screen goes black. That's not good. Okay, so definitely not the center point is where we want this thing to be. And of course, the HTC Vive stuff decides to launch in my face. That really needs to be a feature that gets disabled. If anyone knows how to disable that out there, please let me know so I can do so. But what we want to do is grab the rocket stuff, and really I kind of just want to shove it, and those are way too big, as you can see right now. So we're going to have to go back in and decrease the size of each of those, but we're going to put them down here someplace. And what is that? Negative, let's just copy that really fast, turn this off, grab both of these, paste that value in there at least so that we've got that going for us. And yeah, they're huge. Now we can do this in Maya or we can do it here. Let's just do 0.8 maybe. 0.8, 0.8. At least now it's a little bit better. So we've got something going on now. And let's go ahead and turn both of them off for the moment. Save that. Now we need the actual functionality. And one of the things about rocket skates is how highly difficult they are to control versus how much distance you're able to cover with them. And so I'm thinking, rather than using the hand like we are using right now to control the person, it should probably be the head orientation. Yes, it is a change in how things work, but even in the original Toejam and Earl, using rocket skates is incredibly risky. It's something that when you do, you have no idea what the heck you're doing, and you usually fall off the edge of the world until you get used to it after a few times. So I'm fine with changing the controls and how things work. Besides, having things rush at you from the forward vector of your face just seems more in line with how the rocket skates should actually work. So that being said, we need to go ahead and open up our code for controlling the rocket skates, which is going to be under the character script. So here we go. So we're under the character now. So one thing we're going to need is the forward vector of the head. So the question now is, do we have a class for the head? We've got the main, so the main camera technically will give us that forward vector. So we don't really need to do anything special here. If we come on down here, we have use present, and we have update, and we have update for rocket skates. And that's where we're going to actually do our code. Now let's create a void update rocket skates, just so that we keep that the update function kind of small. And we'll do this here. And so this is going to need a few things. So let's once again, when I code on these videos, I probably put 0% forethought into what I'm actually doing, and it's remarkable that I actually get anything done in these videos and I don't have to redo everything. But let's meta code, or just sort of comment out what it is we want to do. We're going to want the camera's main vector, or camera's forward vector. That's going to be the direction we're moving in. We're going to want to move in that direction by a gross speed to the body. The body is going to be moving in that direction. And I don't know if the body should rotate in that direction as well. So let's say, should body rotate to face that vector? I don't know. Probably, otherwise your head's going to get cut off. I mean, if you think about it, if you kind of turn around really fast, the body won't move with it, but it should. So we probably need to do something about the body rotating as well. Okay, so if that's it, then that's really not a whole lot. We're going to implement the first two parts first, and then we'll jump into the second part, or the third part, after we do some testing. So we probably want some sort of a rocket skate speed, I'm guessing. So let's create a float rocket skate speed. And we're going to say this is something crazy, like 20 meters per second. Even, you know what, let's keep it a little bit lower at first. Maybe we'll just do that. Let's just make this public for right now. And let's see, so rocket skate speed. We can come down here and we can do the camera. So all we got to do is camera.main.transform.forward is what we're looking for. And we do want to make sure that the body's main camera is labeled as main camera up here as a tag. Sometimes for some reason that seems to get removed. I don't know why, but yeah, it is tagged as main camera, so we're good there. So we want to take that, we want to multiply that by rocket skate speed. We also want to multiply that by time.delta time. So now speed turns into an actual amount to move, and then we can use the body at this point to move around. Now this script is attached to the body. We should have the movement controls somewhere around here. So let's see here. So if we go to the body, we have character movement, and character movement has grabs the character controller. So let's grab the character controller in our character script as well, because we're going to be messing with that. We might as well make that a, you know what, we can just grab it. We'll just grab the character controller. So character controller, we'll go into start. We'll do character controller is equal to this.get component. We'll do character controller. Great. So now that we have the character controller, we can update how we're going to move. So coming down in here, we can do character controller.move. Now there's move and simple move, and I never remember the difference. So a move, a more complex function, and then simple move moves the character with speed. So I'm guessing we just want move. And we're going to be moving this character this amount right here. And this should be a vector 3. Vector 3 move amount is equal to that value right there. Oops. And then we'll put move amount inside of move. So that deals with this, and that deals with this as well. Now we just need to rotate the body. And this is one of those things where we might want to do some sort of lerping. If the head moves more than, like, I don't know, maybe 45 to 60 degrees off the center axis, then we might want to start having the body slowly move towards that as well. I'm not 100% sure at this point how we want to handle that. We should be able to lerp the quaternions. So let's do something dumb and try it out. I once again don't know what I'm doing. We're going to do this. We're on the body right now, so this dot transform dot rotation is going to be equal to, and we want to do a quaternion dot slurp, I guess, between the camera's forward rotation. So we'll do camera.main.transform.rotation. But really, we only want to do this rotation in a couple axes. We only want to do it actually around the y-axis. So we're going to want to restrict how we handle this. So I'm actually probably going to comment this out for a second and think about how I'm going to restrict motion along one axis in this. So let's write ourselves a comment, restrict rotation along the y-axis only. So before I jump into quaternions and screw it all up, let's at least test what we have. Okay, so that's going to be update rocket skates. So in here, what we can do is we can make another if input dot get key down, and we'll do key code dot alpha 2, and we'll just say use present, and then that will be present types dot rocket skates. Now let's see how this is going to actually work. So we're going to do use present states is going to equal to rocket skates, and then we're going to rely on the updates switch method to update our rocket skate stuff. Now do notice that we do not currently have the ability to have multiple presents used at the same time because we only have a single state. If we want to change that, we're going to need to add an array, iterate over every element of it, and then update according to all of those elements as necessary. Not a difficult thing to do, just something to think about as we go along with the game and its development. All right, so really, I think we're good to go. I'm just going to take a quick look at my body and my main camera because I've been noticing that I'm like rotated the wrong way. So my body is rotated at -90. Do you see that? You know what, I guess that's actually okay. My body is rotated -90. My main camera is not. So let's just see what happens here. So yeah, you can see that I'm actually facing the wrong direction. I'm pointing this at my monitor, and this might just be because I didn't calibrate my system properly. It's most likely what it actually is. But let's grab my hands. There's my hands, my creepy looking hands. Oh, we got a little bit of tracking issues going on there. Okay, that's better. Yeah, we're getting some tracking problems, and that's just probably, let me look around me. I'm guessing I don't have these in very good places. Okay, so let's, I want to hold down the 2 button in just a second. Oh, you know what? I need to select the screen, don't I? Oh, darn you. What is this junk? An error occurred. You know what? It's working just fine, so go away. I don't need you right now. Right. So 1 is tomatoes. Oh! Okay. Oh boy. And we're still moving. Rocket skates officially work. Can we go up? Oh, that's a problem. Okay, so we don't want the y-axis because we can save ourselves. Which... Oh! Come on! Up! There we go! Jeez Louise. Okay, so the rocket skates are way too fast. We're gonna need to... It is fun though, saving yourself. I kind of want to keep that as a feature. Oh boy. Up, 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 and here we go! Oh, I screwed that up. Okay. So yeah, maybe if the level was bigger, the rocket skates wouldn't seem so fast. But for right now, that did not work. So actually, do we have a sound effect for the rocket skates? Why don't we add that really fast? Let's open this up in Explorer and see what we have. So let's see, chickens, clap, horn, money, scratch, and spring. Is there an R? Rap, youch, yeah, yeah, woo, oh, whoa, wake up, wake up, wake up. Tomato launch, toe jam, telephone, sprint, spring, splash, sparkles. No, that's not what we want. Smush, sleep, no. Scratching. Oh, that's a... Money. Money. Meep, jammin'.
Jammin'.
No. Hallelujah, dentist. This doesn't seem like it's a complete list of everything. Burp. Boom. Boom.
Boogie, 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 boogie.
Bite, Big Earl. There should be like a sound effect somewhere. You know what? So I record using Audition, so I can't record myself recording my audio at the moment. But yeah, I'm probably just going to go into the microphone and go like, and then we'll cut that to be a nonstop looping type thing to make this. So whoa is when you get close to the edge, and we haven't even thought about implementing that. So we're not going to have you fall asleep yet. That's leveling up. Youch. That's when you get pricked by stuff. So we do have that sound effect. Can we find Toejam and Earl rocket skates sound effect? SFX, whatever. Giant bomb. That's, I don't know what that is, but that's not what we want. Classic reloaded. SFX. SFX. Toejam and Earl sounds. Okay, here we go. We got, I think we have, do we have more randomized? These, no, these look like the same. Running, skid, dive, sprung, toe jam, free sprint, tube shot, wake up, youch! Funky jamming, what are these? Oh, everything's missing. So unfortunately, my Sega Genesis, I think, is at my parents' house in Delaware. And I'm not gonna be able to get it easily. And seriously, this is just an app? Fan Club, Toejam and Earl. Let's see, let's open these up and take a look. Not authorized to view this page. Oh, thank you. Okay, so we definitely need that sound. We need that. So let's save this link on my desktop really fast. You know what, we'll put it in the right place. Let's go to speed. Not Google Drive. YouTube, reproduce it, FNAF, or Toejam and Earl. And assets, and let's do a new one, music. And Toejam and Earl theme, save. And let's see. Yeah, we're not going to deal with the rap. Soundboard. Can we rip anything from this? Oh, this is a mess of advertisements. Yeah, we're going to get away from this. Oh, these are the different... Can I rip these? Okay. Oh, geez. Toejam and Earl music. Let's look up music. Wake up! Wake up! Music. Full OST. Okay, that's not what we want. We don't want YouTube. Back in a Groove. We don't want Back in a Groove either. We want the original. Elevator beats. I envision we're going to want the elevator beats, most likely. So let's download that. Save that in there. All right, let's get Big Earl Bump. That's a pretty classic one. Okay, so those are the music files. So that's enough of that. Music, skates. All right, so I don't think we're going to find that specific sound effect anywhere from what it looks like. I don't even know if we're going to find a lot of these. So that's loading the music files in right now, so that's fine. So we might as well go ahead and add a music layer to everything at this point. So why don't we go ahead and create empty and music manager. And I got to remember how to do this stuff right. So there's the audio mixer. And I gotta remember how to use this. You know what? We don't really need to use the audio mixer yet. We'll dive into it soon enough. I gotta remember how to use it. But really all we need for this is an audio source. And that's going to loop, play on awake. And for right now, it's just going to play Big Earl Bump. And that's fine. That works. Although we're gonna wanna crank that down a little bit. So the volume was... Let's make that 0.5 instead. Better. Okay. So we got some music in there now. That's fine. We got crazy rocket skates, which I need to reduce the speed of. That's right. So let's crank that down from 15 to maybe 8. While we have a small area that we're actually moving around in. The other thing too is that right now you can use the rocket skate to disregard gravity and actually find your way back up. I actually really like that as a feature because there's no way to save yourself when you go off the side. But here we now have introduced something that will let you save yourself. But that depends on the rocket skate speed, which now is 8 instead of 9.8. So this brings us to a completely other part of the game, which is what happens when you fall off the level. Because right now we don't handle that. So we want to put a plane in here that detects intersection, I guess, and or at least a check, an update that sees if you're below a certain value, and if you're below that value, it resets you back in a level or puts you on a different level. Okay, so let's handle falling off the world. Why not? So really, it's just about falling a certain distance. So let's create a game object and put this somewhere. So I would say if you fall to here, we should probably reset the world. So what is this? A negative, let's say negative 20 units. Or we could create a game object that we use everywhere and we check to see if you're below that height. So this should be a respawn height game object. I actually like this idea better because I don't know how vertical the levels are going to be. So adding a value is kind of crappy. Adding a game object that I can manipulate in each level is a better idea. So let's go with that. Let's put a tag on this thing. I don't know if we want a tag or we just want to find it by name. But anyway, we're going to have a respawn height. So let's go in here and create a variable for that. So let's do game object respawn height. And let's find that at start because this is a critical element in each level. So let's do a find object game object dot tag type tag. You know what? Find with tag, I guess, is going to be fine. And we'll do a respawn height tag. We've been staying away from tags so far, but it's fine, I think, for us to jump in here and start using them. Let's go ahead and add that in there. Respawn height. So find game object with tag respawn height, and we'll do, let's see, respawn height is equal to game object. Can I do find game object find with tag? That's going to return one object. Now, if I have multiple in the scene, I would like to indicate that I have a problem going on. But you know what? For right now, no, I do want to do that. I want to do. Let's see. Find game objects with tag, and then we'll do temp game object array temp is equal to this. If temp is greater than 1, if temp dot length is greater than 1, then we have a problem. Else, then we're going to set respawn height equal to temp 0. If temp dot length does not equal 1 is actually what we want, because if it's 0 too, then we have an issue. Debug.log, and we'll do either there exists no respawn height tag game objects, or there are too many in the scene. Please fix. And then, of course, if that's not the case, then we're going to set that here for respawn height. If we scroll on down, we can then go into our update method, and then we can create a check on height. So let's make a new method, void check height. And we'll do that right at the top. I don't know why I put those in there. That's not what I wanted. So all we need to do is this, and then if we want, all we need to do for checking height is to see whether or not we're above or below that game object. .transform .position .y. So if we are, if we are less than this, so we want to do transform dot this dot transform dot position. If we are less than this dot transform dot position dot y, then we're going to want to play sound effect of woohoo, I think, and then respawn in a second at our origin. Because right now we only have one level in this concept piece. We're only going to have the origin, so I'm just going to put us back to where we started. So we need to record where we've been. So let's create a new variable up here, and we're going to do vector 3, and then we're also going to want a quaternion. So vector 3 original position is equal to, and we'll do a quaternion original rotation. And then both of these get filled in awake. So let's do private void awake. And we'll do original position equal to something, and original rotation is equal to something, and that's going to be equal to this dot transform dot position, and then this dot transform dot rotation. Okay, so we've got those original points of reference, which means that when we respawn, we can put us in the right place. But we're going to want, I think, an IEnumerator respawn or fallen off world. And then in which case we're going to want to play that sound effect and then respawn us to the origin. So let's do a start coroutine, and then we'll do a fallen off world. All right, so we're going to want the sound effect itself. So let's figure that one out really fast. So let's go to Sega and let's see. Whoa.
Whoa!
Yeah is the right sound effect. So we're going to want not woohoo, but yeah. So let's add that to our list of sound effects that we have access to. So we'll do a serialized field, and then we'll do a sound effect. So what is that? Audio clip fallen off world. I'd rather call it something that I actually know. So fallen off world will get played at our present location. So play sound effect of yeah. So we'll do fallen off world. Actually, our character should probably have on our body an audio source. So let's do that. Audio source, no clip, turn off play on awake. 3D settings are 100% 3D because we're going to be the source of all these clips. So that's fine. Let's grab our audio source up here as well. So let's go to audio source, and then in awake, let's grab our audio source is equal to this dot get component audio source. So now that we have that, we can come down here and then play sound effect audio source dot play one shot, and then we'll play fallen off world. Yes, that's what we want. And actually, I should probably preface these with like SFX so that it's easier for me to find them. Anyone who tells you that naming conventions are bogus when you're dealing with things like putting SFX or the kind of object it is at the beginning doesn't know what the heck they're talking about, because this kind of stuff saves you in the editor when you're trying to type stuff in. So respawn in a second at our origin. So then what we're going to want to do is, if we fall off the world, our presents don't get reset, because if you fall off the world, the next world you're in does contain your rocket skates. I remember having that horrible thing happen to me quite a lot, where you fall off the world and you fall to the edge of another world and then you don't know where the heck you are. So respawn in a second at our origin. Let's just do this dot transform dot position is going to be equal to something, and this dot transform dot rotation is going to be equal to original rotation and original position. And we also want to do a weight, so yield return new wait for seconds. Wait for seconds. And we're going to wait maybe 2.0 seconds. Yeah, that's probably long enough. That gives us long enough for this sound effect to play. Let's see how long the sound effect actually is. So it's going to be, what was it? Yeah. So we can actually use the length of that clip if we want to. So SFX fallen dot, is it length? Yes, we'll wait that long. Plus 0.5 F. That's good. To reset us back to the original part of the world. Okay, so with that, respawn height, let's make sure respawn height actually is a value somewhere in this world. And we're going to put this a little bit higher so it's easier for us to work with. And let's run this and make sure it works. Oh, we got errors all over the place. Okay, hold on a second here. Yield return, IEnumerator fallen off world. Why would you be giving me junk? Hold on a second. Oh, okay, so let's go to... Okay, we got a couple problems here. Let's fix them one after the other. So we've got our audio source. We don't have the SFX fallen, so we want to do yeah, right? Yeah, that's what we want. So save that, clear this off really fast, hit run, now see what happens. Whoa. Okay, so obviously that's getting triggered at the wrong time. So check height is getting checked, and then if respawn to height of transformed position is less than, and that's wrong, we want to make sure that our position is less than that one. So that's what we're going to do. I thought that was wrong. There we go. Okay. So let's throw these things on. And let's fall off the world. Okay, it's calling that more than once, which is a problem. But we're back to the origin. Okay. Whoopsie daisies. Okay, let's go back here and make this a one-shot thing here. So we're gonna want a maybe a bool flag that tells us that we're falling. That makes it so that we don't do this function more than once. So bool is falling. Or is respawning. How about that is equal to false. We'll come back down here now, and in check height, if this happens, then we're going to do is equal to true. If this happens and not is respawning, then we're good. Respawning is then equal to true, then we come into here, and then we're going to do respawning is equal to false. Okay, that should free up the ridiculousness that we just had happen. So let's see here. All right. My arms are all over the place. Come on, arm, find yourself. All right, here we go. I'm gonna turn around in my chair. I'm gonna fall off. Not loud enough, if you ask me. But then again, I don't have it on my Vive headphones. I've got it on my computer's headphones. So, you know, two different things. All right, so that works. That's great. Okay, we had 40 minutes on this video of development. So let's go ahead and stop here. And I have no idea what we're going to do next. It's completely open in the air at this point, what I'm doing anymore. So I'll see you next time. So long, everyone, and goodbye. Hi, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more, remember to subscribe and hit the bell if you want notifications about new videos I upload. And if you'd like to help even more, consider becoming a patron on my Patreon account. Links, as always, are in the description. See you next time. So long, goodbye.